Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. I wanted to make a really quick video on why you actually don't want to be a bestseller on TeePublic. I know that might sound counterintuitive. I know that might sound crazy, and people might be like, what are you talking about? You don't want to be a bestseller on TeePublic? Why not? I'm just going to show you, right? So I like to do a lot of research in my work. I like to sharpen my axe, per se, that mental axe. I like to learn really more than I do work, because if I learn more, then I'm a learning machine. I perform better. I was looking at this design. This design is a best-selling design. If we go to the homepage of TeePublic, I'll show you what I mean. I'll just scroll down, and here it is. It's a bestseller. And I was studying the tags, and as you guys know, I'm a student. I study all the time, and I'm studying the game, right, per se. And so I'm studying this design here, and I was looking down, studying about what makes it peculiar, and it dawned on me. I clicked on this deadpan tag, and I started looking at the designs, and although this person's design is on the first page, it's not his design. It's not the owner's design. It's stolen copies of it, right? So this design, right, this is my second rodeo. You could see this is the original by The Best Words, and if we just scroll down, this is a copy, right? This is a copy. Let's see here. This is a copy. This is a copy. Let's see what else. This is a copy. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Let's keep going. This is a copy. This is a copy. This is a copy, right? This is a copy. This is a copy. So just for one keyword, right? Deadpan, as an example. How many copies did we have there? How many copycats? I don't know. Now, technically, this is not, it's not like he trademarked this term, right? But he clearly had a clever idea. He came up with it, and he's well known for it. But this one's stolen as well. This one, to me, this is kind of like stealing, in my opinion, right? Technically, it's not. Technically, it's just a play on words. But in my opinion, it would frustrate me, and I would look at these people, if this was me and I was the owner of this design, it would look at me like I'm getting copycats. This is a perfect example of copycatting, right? People might switch up the design a little bit, but it's the same concept. It's exactly like if I come up with a YouTube video, I put the thumbnail together, the title, the tags, I put everything together, and it starts to do really well, and then somebody with a larger audience, which, by the way, happens to me all the time, steals the idea and then takes it and then generates 50, 60, 70,000 views on a video. It happens all the time, right? But you look at this. This is a copy. This is a copy. This is a copy, right? This is a copy. 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 And this is a copy. I mean, I could go on all day long, but you get the idea, right? It's literally all the same quote made by, let's just say 200 different people with so many competitors, and they all sell, right? All these designs sell, every single one of them. And the reason why I wanted to point this out and kind of bring light to this is because everybody wants to be that bestseller, but they don't understand what comes with, right? They don't really get it. And like I said, I was not fully aware, let's just put it that way, of the emotion that I would have if I was in this experience, because I never was, right? I was never in a situation where TeePublic or Redbubble shined my design on the homepage. That never happened to me. I was never one of the fan artists or featured artists. That was never me. I was never one of those people. I always flown under the radar, got my sales, created a ton of designs, and made money. That was me. I wasn't the guy who ended up here where everybody kind of saw my design. And, honestly, it's a blessing in disguise. I'll tell you why. Because if it was me, even if I was a bestseller, I would still be emotionally pissed off by the fact that everybody's stealing my best-selling work. To be honest, that's just the way I look at it. And I look at YouTube no different, because it happens to me literally all the time. As soon as I start making a decent video, somebody from the same niche is going to steal it. I mean, this happens over and over and over. I can't tell you how many times it happens. Now, technically, many people would not call this stealing. Now, technically, is it stealing? Maybe, maybe not. It depends on the person. This would piss me off, but hey, it's not written in stone that you can't do this, right? It's not one of those situations where people say, or people look at this and say, you can't come up with this idea or you can't create an iteration of it. And I get it. It's one of those loopholes, right? This is one of those loopholes. In my heart, do I wish this never existed? Yeah. I wish it never was allowed or existed where somebody can create a remake of your design and sometimes generate profit from it or even more profit, in the same way that I wish people can't remake your YouTube videos or something like that. But it happens. And this is, like I said, one of those things that are loopholes. In my opinion, it shouldn't be allowed. I don't know what you guys think, but I know from my opinion, like I said, it shouldn't be allowed, because if I'm creating a good design, I don't want people to steal it and create iterations of it. That frustrates me, right? I'm spending hours studying, years, learning algorithms, learning keywords, doing the research, and I think that this person who originally created the design, they created this design off of the back of SEO. I was doing keyword research. You look at this. I was doing keyword research here for the keyword, "This is my second rodeo." And lo and behold, 170, or "This is my second rodeo." Lo and behold, 170 searches just for the "This is my second rodeo" shirt word. Some people don't even search the word shirt. They search t-shirt. They search hat. They search whatever, right? That person is going to rake in the sales. If you just do the math, 70 plus 90 plus 20, whatever, like you can sit there and add it up. That's money coming into this person's pocket at one point in time. But once again, there's copycats, there's thieves, there's people who that get into things. It's to me, like I said, the most people would call this fair game, right? Or maybe not most people. Certain breeds of people, as I would say, would call this fair game. And then other breeds of people would say this is unfair, but there's nothing we can do. The only way, guys, I can combat something like this as a person who's a seller is just beat them at their game. Just do more work and hope that I'm rewarded. There's really no control over this. If people wanted to target a certain account, they will. And this is becoming a bestseller like this opens you to extreme targeting. People will target every one of your designs. They'll literally remake your whole entire store because they don't have the mental acuity to come up with their own kind of designs. They just can't do it. It's not that they can't. Let me take that back. It's not that they can't. It's that they don't want to. They would much easier take your stuff and steal it, which, once again, I call it thievery, stealing. Some of you might not, but it's part of the game, right? It's part of the game. Like I said, flying under the radar is better in the world of print on demand. I would not wish this on any of my friends, and I wouldn't even want to wish this on any of my enemies either, because it's literally stealing your work, right? And like I said, I was researching it. So I was researching here with GPT. I was asking them, I would say, what would you classify this quote as? Is it a pun, for example? And they explained it's not a pun, it's satirical, whatever. Doing the keyword research. And I'm showing you guys a little thing behind the scenes of what I'm working on. So I just do research. I study the game. I figure out, are things going right? Are things going left? I try to reverse engineer things. And this is kind of what happens. This is what happens to people who are selling really well, or even are well known. Maybe they're not even great sellers, but people will copy them anyway because their art is a little bit well known, right? Like if you're one of those featured artists, but maybe you haven't sold a lot, and trust me, guys, there are people on Redbubble. I might as well just show you. I don't even need to describe. So if we go to redbubble.com, and we just click on this little search bar, you get these top artists, right? I can guarantee you that my medium-sized accounts, I'm not going to say my small accounts, but my medium-sized accounts probably get more sales than a lot of these accounts on here. Now, I haven't opened them up. I haven't checked them. But like an account like this is very well known. They have 560 designs. I mean, could it get a lot of sales? Sure. But I have reason to bet that like my medium accounts, like I said, generate more sales than this kind of stuff. And partially it's because I fly under the radar. I have low competition. As soon as you become one of these fan type artists and people are seen and seeing your work, and they're going to start copying it, whether you're getting sales or not. And that's my point, is you're being on the spotlight. when they shine that spotlight on you, it's not a blessing, really, in my opinion, because you're going to get all these people to copy your work, and it's going to break your internal peace, at least for me. At least for me, that's my opinion. I've just put this video out there to just, for everybody who might be struggling with print on demand, think of it this way. Would you rather be in this person's position, get all your work stolen? You wouldn't, because I could tell you this for a fact. And I've seen this in merch by Amazon when I was selling on merch. When I would sell on Amazon and other people would sell as well, when they finally had some level of success, they were making maybe $1,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $2,000 a month, what did they start to do? They started to look at the negatives and they immediately started saying, man, I'm doing all this hard work. I'm generating $16,000 in revenue for merch, for Amazon, but they're only paying me $3,500, right? They had to find a negative. And for me, right, I would not trade places with that person, because I know personally from personal experience that the problem that I have, I would not trade it with someone else. Meaning the problem that I have is that I have to just do more work. That's my problem. Versus someone else has gotten the work done, right? And their problem is that hordes of people, I was going to say myriads, hordes of people are stealing that person's work. And once again, I call it stealing. You guys might call it creating alterations, whatever. I call it stealing, because this is blatant. It's not one of those circumstances where 5 or 10 other people did the keyword research, did the SEO research, found out the volumes, and then did it. No, this is blatant stealing, right? And this is just a perfect example of it, and it happens. Now, once again, there are people who are not going to call this stealing. And then there are some people who are going to call this stealing. Regardless of what you call it, it's allowed. There's a lot of rules and laws in government that are allowed that I personally would never approve of, or certain things that I would never approve of. I'll give you a small example. In the United States, if you have a tree that is growing, that is encroaching on someone else's property, and it falls on their property, I believe, obviously, home insurance is involved and things like that, but if the person who owns the tree is not fully responsible, or the person, excuse me, let me take that back. If you have a neighbor whose tree is growing so large that it starts to kind of go over your property or cause, leaves on your property or whatever, that neighbor is not paying you for your cleanup bills, or they're not paying you for, any kind of issues that they're not paying you for any of that. It's your responsibility. You have to deal with it. So like I'm saying, there's certain, basically, just because it's allowed doesn't mean it's morally and ethically correct, in my opinion. Or forget morals and ethics. Does it frustrate the owner? Absolutely. If I was to interview this person, which I would love to, I mean, who knows? I would love to interview someone like this, but I'm sure they feel pissed off, angry in any kind of way. And to that I say, for everybody listening, everybody watching who's not in this position, you should thank God for it. Thank God that you're not in this position. I know I do. I don't want to be a bestseller on TeePublic and get the spotlight shined on me. I don't want that. I don't want people to, all of a sudden, everybody sees my designs and then just get hordes and hordes of people copying it. I'm not interested in that. I would rather take my small sales, and I say small, put quotes around that, because when I say small, what I mean is a few sales for each design. I would rather take that over, right, making thousands of sales on one design and then have my whole damn store copied. That would just piss me off. Aside from money, that would just piss me off. So, like I said, I put this video out here for everybody who's kind of thinking about the negatives of print on demand. Of course, this is a negative, but the reality is I know me personally, I would not trade spots with this person. Now, some people might say, once again, oh, well, this person makes a lot of money, etc. They're really not making that much. For that many people to steal your work, you're losing spots everywhere. I mean, I looked at the design, and the design doesn't show up on the top for a lot of keywords, so they're really missing out on a lot of income. And I bet you every night when they go to bed, if this is their main thing, I don't know if it is, I don't know anything about their life, whoever created this store, if this is their main thing, they'll probably think about it. you know, because it's going to eat away at you. People are stealing my work. They're taking my designs. They're doing whatever. And, you know, I mean, that's why I say, guys, you got to have a strategy based on low competition, SEO, all that kind of stuff. That's important. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out. Bye. All right. See you soon.